Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You are looking virtually live of the Dover International Speedway. Miles the Munster ready to chomp up these drivers on the mile concrete jungle here tonight as Extreme Sim TV is set for the next round of the NASRA ARCA Driver Development Series. Tonight it's 120 laps around the mile oval. That is Dover. Good evening. I am Wesley Outland. Joined alongside is Mr. Derek Fulton, my colleague, partner in crime. Derek, this should be an interesting race tonight. We saw a pretty caution-filled race last night for NASRA Outlaw Super Late Model Series on Dover. What do you think the ARCA race will develop for this program and package?
Yeah, I think we'll probably see a lot of the same stuff that we seen last night, but you never know, really. I do know these cars handle completely different. I was looking at some speed times, too. We were learning a little bit quicker in the super late last night. But obviously, it's going to be all about give and take here again tonight because, Miles doesn't give you any leeway. There's no room for errors here, that's for sure, especially not when you got somebody on your inside. So we'll probably see some incidents tonight, but you never know really what we're going to get into, right?
Yeah, for sure. Miles the Munster definitely not friendly, as you said, as this race continues on. And we have continued with right now qualifying about to begin here in just a couple of moments. We see the qualifying times that have already been posted. Looks like Gabriel Ellison trying to go for that second ARCA win, if you will. Brett Tucker looking really strong there as well, as the checkered flag will come out in qualifying. I know we're coming on the air just by a couple of minutes, but that is because the field is gritting and we are getting ready for the feature. So again, the race is getting ready to get started. 120 laps around Dover. And what a lot of people might not realize is we give you the starting lineup here. Let's knock this out real quickly. Gabriel Ellison is on the pole, 22.681 seconds. Brett Tucker in the 99 to his outside. That's row one.
My broadcast just froze up as soon as we rolled over.
So is mine. We have no overlays here of the lineup.
Okay.
There we go. There you go. Yeah. Row two. Row two there. Go ahead, Derek.
Yeah, so row two, we got Ryan Wolf in the 66 and Clinton Castleberry
row
in the 21.
Row number 3, as we get ready to change the lineup here. Row 3. I don't see it yet. Oh, well. Row 3 is going to find Max Steck in the 05, followed by Mike Adamson in the number 46 machine. Moving on to row number 4, we will find the driver in row 4.
I'm still seeing row 3.
Yeah, so am I. You know what? Just scratch the lineup. It's not working right. Just the heck with it. That's 2 weeks in a row. So we'll just give you the lineup whenever the field gets ready to go, and we'll see the ticker on the top of the screen. We apologize for that, but anyhow, we'll get this field ready to roll here in just a couple of moments, and we'll get this race underway for 120 laps around Dover. As Derek, this should be an interesting race. And again, Gabriel Ellison, we at least saw the first 3 rows. Gabriel Ellison, Brett Tucker, some pretty talented drivers on the front row as the field begins to grid behind the car.
Yeah, one thing I definitely made note of, too, as I'm seeing this, is it looks like the 19 car of Peyton Howell did not take time in qualifying there, so he'll be starting in the back. We got a couple familiar faces up front that we seem to see, week to week, so we'll definitely see a battle up front with those guys, but I'll definitely be keeping my eye on that 19 car, too, at the back of the pack.
And I will tell you also that Peyton Howell is looking to try to redeem himself after some problems last night that really took him out of contention to have an opportunity to fight for a chance to win and get a pretty good win here as well in the race at Dover for the NASRA Outlaw Super Late Model Series. So Peyton Howell, again, we'll keep an eye on him as they'll start this race in 22nd position. The field getting ready to come to green flag here in just a couple of moments as they work their way into turn number 3. exiting off turn number 4. There you see the pace car dropping down onto the pit lane. We are set for a start here tonight. NASRA from Dover with the ARCA Driver Development Series. 120 laps ready to come for a start with Gabriel Ellison on the front row alongside Rhett Tucker, and we are ready here. This is ridiculous.
Screens on my thing.
Lap 5 of 120. We had a little technical errors there, but we are underway here for this open event. The field will exit off of number 4 down to the front straightaway. Lap 5 of 120 laps as we have Gabriel Ellison leading the way. There's Jesse Scraig in the number 18 machine. Started this race in 22nd, trying to climb up the ladder after starting 21st. That right now, the man out in front is the fastest on the track, Rhett Tucker, in the 99 machine. So again, we watch these drivers work their way coming off of the corner, back down the front straightaway. Another lap on the board. Clint Castleberry, subject of controversy here. We're going to show you the 11 car now as we work lap number 5, and we're a couple of moments behind, but we are going to have a tribute moment of silence in memory of the young man from Wilson, North Carolina, 5-year-old Cannon Hennett, who lost his life to a tragic gun assassination, if you will, by his next door neighbor. That's all. We're going to ride on board with the driver of Dustin Scruggs. We will have a moment of silence in his memory. Yeah, I think it's on your end, actually, not per se on us. Oh, Jesus. So the leader is Gabriel Ellison. We have also paused for a moment of silence, not only in memory of Cannon Hennett, but also in the memory of Michael and Austin McKinnon's grandmother that passed away today. Mr. Michael McKinnon is truly one of the heartbeats behind the NASRA banner of what it is, and the NASRA ARCA Development Series. It will also be the NASRA National Cup Series and the NASRA Super Truck Series when that unveils in September on LSR TV. And Derek, just a way for us to try to pay some tribute and respects to those lost people.
Yeah, exactly. You got to do something for them, and we're all family here in NASRA, so it's loss it affects everybody, and we're thinking about them, hoping the best. It's always a hard time. I'm sure he'll probably have a smile on his face tonight when he sees, and Gabriel Ellison's out front there with the double M on his hood. That's McKinnon Motorsports car, so that might give him a bit of a smile tonight.
The field will exit off the racetrack. We are currently working lap 19 of 120, so 20 laps to go. There is the man out in front, Gabriel Ellison leading the way. Red Tucker sitting in second. Max Steck is third. As you see, Red Tucker now the interval almost 0.591 seconds back to the leader as they go to the back to turn number one. Red Tucker, a really strong car. As we have a battle now heating up for third place, as now Ryan Kendall beginning to size up Max Steck and a couple other cars as they exit off with Clinton Sneed off of turn number two.
Yeah, it looks like we've got Mike Adamson right there. Like a bunch of cars battled right underneath the blanket, all going for that third place spot. That's a really good battle on the track. Lots of give and take. It's early on. Should be seeing out there. You got to still get your spots, but you got to do it respectfully so you don't have somebody taking your number later on. That's for sure.
Behind the 05 of Max Steck, a great with Ryan Wolf in the 66, Clinton Sneed in 49, Mike Adamson 46 machine. All of this great racing going on now as they'll make their way back into turn number 3 as the leaders come back again off the corner, back down the front straightaway as we work now lap number 21. 99 laps to go here at the ARCA race at Dover. And I have to say, Derek, I am quite surprised that we have been under a 22-lap green flag run since this race started, especially after the caution flag calamity last night for the NASRA Outlaw Super Late Model Series here.
I think with these packages in these cars, you do see a little, obviously as we're seeing, a little bit more separation with the pack, and there's not as much aero sensitivity, I don't think, with these cars. It's still, they handle pretty much the same, whether or not you're behind someone or not, whereas like those late models last night, being right behind someone compared to having some open air were night and day. As we have a caution on the track, it looks like.
We have a caution on the speedway, the first one of the night here at Jinx Things on lap number 24. We'll find out what the caution is for. It will be double file restarts whenever we get back going again, as the yellow flag will fly for the driver.
Oh no,
I want to say it's Dustin Scruggs in the 11 car that's involved in this. Let's see if we can try to take a look at a replay here and find out what happened. Is here we see it. Let us know when you have it, Matt. We'll sync it together as the 11 car Scruggs
on the outside of the 19 mid.
And let's find out what happened here, Derek. Let's put it into play. We'll find out what happened on the 11 car. As you see Scruggs making his way down the backstretch. Oh, he got tagged into another car.
Cinnamon,
the number 3 of Cinnamon.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
From last week, it's a tough break, just the wrong place at the wrong time. Looks like Scruggs got a little tight off the exit of the corner, and just got down a little too low and got into the back of Chris Cinnamon. Wrong place, wrong time for Cinnamon. Last week, he was definitely in the right place at the right time, so it just shows you how it could change from week to week, right, Wesley?
Chris Cinnamon, the winner last week. Also, by the way, the 93 of Tyler Daniels. He also got collected 93 Tyler Daniels. We got cars on the pit lane coming for service. Includes also the driver for RTR, which is Daniel Scruggs. We also have the 94 of Eric Zimmerman on the pit lane. Here comes Gabriel Ellison on the pit lane. Look like
I think they're just coming off. It looks like Gabriel got the run off. I think Tyler Daniels is out as a wave around car right now, or no, he is still on the lead lap. So Tyler Daniels will be he'll be a wave around here because he's getting scored in front of the leader right now.
So the wave around will go to Tyler Daniels in the 93 car, even though he was called up in that wreck. Well, I don't know, though, guys. He was caught up in that wreck. Unless they call the caution, unless they just called the caution on the on just the 11 of Scruggs. That's the question. If so, then he would get the wave around. They are holding him. Chris Cinnamon came to pit lane. So did Peyton Howell. And we are under the yellow flag here. Lap 26 of 120 here at Dover. The lights are off, or the lights are still on the pace car, so we will step away. We'll be back in just a moment. This is the NASRA ARCA Driver Development Series from Dover on Extreme Sim TV.
We are back at North Wilkesboro, North Carolina, where the field is rolling out for the start of today's 400-lap race on this 0.625-mile racetrack. And just as the field comes all around turn number 4, the sunshine peeks through, helping warm things here. Bill Elliott leads him down. Benny Parsons on the outside. The green flag flies, and the first Union 400 Winston Cup race from North Wilkesboro is underway. Everybody nicely through turns number 1 and 2 as Bill Elliott has the lead and Dale Earnhardt has jumped into second position, followed by Benny Parsons and Bobby Allison. So here we go. It's just about to go away. They both coming out of turn 4. Earnhardt gets the lead. We had just heard from our spotters that Neil Bonnett. Dale Earnhardt is on his last lap. This will be his 24th career win. Dale Earnhardt wins the first Union 400 at North Wilkesboro.
Back here for ARCA at Dover, we are still under the yellow flag here, working lap 27 of 120. Derek Fulton, Wesley Outland, Matt Johnson on the production for Extreme Racing TV, Extreme Sim TV. Remember, follow Extreme Sim TV on Facebook and, of course, YouTube. We are under the yellow flag, and to be honest with you, Derek, I was actually pretty excited. A 25-lap green flag run before the first caution.
Yeah, give us a little break from what we were used to last night. That's for sure, eh, Wes?
Oh, my goodness. What a wreck fest we had last night, for sure, definitely. The good thing they turned it around as we are still under the yellow flag. Looks like the lights are about to go off on the pace car. We should be able to set them back up for the restart here in just a moment, as again, the field will get ready to come back for green. What's your first take of the first Dover so far, Derek?
Well, it looks like Gabe Ellison's got that short run. It definitely looked like Rhett was kind of closing back in on him a little bit during the end of that run. So it'll be interesting to see if we get a long green flag run here and what's going to happen. But I think Gabe does have the speed right now in the short run. In that 19 car of Peyton Howell, I think he's just kind of hanging out there right now, or maybe he's having some issues. Don't know what's going on with him, but I was expecting him to be making his way up a little bit quicker than it was.
Gabriel,
so, as we go green
Gabriel
here.
Ellison, the man that leads the way, the number 27 in Rogersville, Tennessee for McKinnon Motorsports. Back to green as he dives off into turn 1. Brett Tucker racing entry, number 99 of the second spot. Then in third, Max Kendall. Also in that mix is Ryan Wolf. Here's your top 5 as they roar back to the inside in turn number 3. And Clinton Sneed trying to make a battle off the corner.
Yeah, it looks like we're getting dicey here for the 7th position in that range. These guys are giving it all they can for this track position. Mike Adamson right behind there in the 7th place position. Joshua Gold is hanging right behind them in the 8th. They've got another caution on the speedway.
And the old saying, cautions, precautions. We'll find out what the cause of the yellow is. I want to say it might be Tyler Rex or Clinton Castleberry. No, it's Tyler Daniels in that 93, and he's involved. We'll see if there's any other cars involved besides him. And I'm understanding also Mitch Ellison in the 55 is also caught up in it. Let's wait till we have our replay sync together, gentlemen, and then we'll find out what happened or why we are under yellow flag for the second time. Let's roll the replay here and find out what happened here between Tyler Daniels and Mitch Ellison. Derek, you saw it for the caution second time at Dover.
Yeah, it's we'll see what happened here. It looks like Mitch Ellison was already up in the wall there, and Tyler was just trying to avoid him and kind of spun out there a little bit. So we'll try to see if we can get a later on. So here's Mitch Ellison here. And we got Dustin Scruggs. Oh, it looks like he just got into the wall and got loose. It's all by himself there.
A problem for the driver of Ellison at the top wall in that 55 machine. And then you see heavy, heavy damage smoke pummeling from the back end of the 55 for the driver of Mitch Ellison out of Rogersville, Tennessee. What a tough break for him. You mentioned one Ellison at the top of the board, Gabriel Ellison, and his father, Mitch Ellison, struggling in the number 55. And also there was the 93 involved too. And that was the driver of Tyler Daniels. So Tyler Daniels, Mitch Ellison, another multi-car accident. Do you come to pit road, Derek, after we just saw pits a moment ago?
I think they only ran a couple laps. They'll probably all be staying out. Maybe a couple guys at the end of the pack might try to just top up, because you never know when those extra couple laps of fuel could come out. And, you never really know when these strategies are going to go until you're there. You got to make it happen, right? So it's good to leave your options open, that's for sure. So I maybe see a couple guys at the back of the pack come in and just top up. I think we're almost probably good. I think we can probably do about 75 laps, I imagine, on a tank of fuel here. So we're getting there to where they might actually be able to make it on one stop for sure for the rest of the race.
All right, so I understand a couple of cars came down to the pit lane between Tyler Daniels, Mitch Ellison, all coming to pits for service after that accident, as we still have 33 of 120 laps here at Dover. For the most part, they've been doing a really good job. Hey, follow NASRA on Facebook at NASRA Racing. I know, gentlemen, we're working on Twitter. We're working on Instagram, all coming up soon. Follow Extreme Sim TV also on Facebook and YouTube. And, of course, NASRARacing.com. And I know we were so quickly to get on the air here, but before we do get back for the restart, why don't we take real quickly on ESTV of this event? I'll run them down real quickly. Your top 20 in the standings for the ARCA series. The man currently leading the way, which is the driver, Mitch Ellison, is out in front. He is also currently the points leader, and he is the man that's doing a really, really good job so far in the point standings. Mitch Ellison, Gabriel Ellison is the points leader. Trying to count everything up here as we move into round number 7 here tonight at Dover. Talladega next week. Gabriel Ellison is second, is leading. Rhett Tucker is second. Ryan Wolf is third. Clinton Castleberry fourth after his craziness at Dover last week. Max Steck is in the top 5. Nathan Rowe, Clinton Sneed, Mitch Ellison, Jeremy Crandall, and Mike Adamson currently the top 10. Why don't you give them the top 20 rundown, Derek, of the rest of the field?
And 12th place, our winner last week, Chris Cinnamon. 13th place, Dustin Scruggs. 14th place, Dane Hagen. I don't know if I've seen Dane's name tonight on the broadcast. I don't know if he's here, but Ryan Kendall is in 15th, and we got 16th Joshua Gold, 17th Benjamin Dupree.
Well, that's the way
he's rounding out that 20th place spot. He's
yeah.
been holding tough all season long. I think he is in the running tonight too. So those guys are going to be keeping their eye on that last playoff spot too. I think they're taking the top 12, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yes, sir. As we move into tonight's round here at Dover, round 7 of the season. Next week, Talladega, Martinsville, all on the way. Watkins Glen. And if I remember correctly, there really is kind of like no playoffs or anything. We're just going to go rounds. We're in round 6 tonight.
Oh, there is no playoffs for this series. Okay. I wasn't sure about that. My bad.
Yeah, they'll just run all the way to the championship, including Dover today, Talladega next week, Martinsville, followed by Watkins Glen, and that will decide the champion. If you do not remember, this is a runoff of what was the failing demise of the Josh White ARCA Driver Development Series, and the powers that be quickly decided to grab the reins and try to make something good out of it. And props to everybody that's been working so hard here on the NASRA side of things as well. Don't forget, on Wednesday night, the NASRA Outlaw Super Late Model Series on LSR TV and the CRN Sports Radio Network. And again, coming up in September 1st, the NASRA National Cup Series on Tuesday night, September 1st, 8 p.m. Eastern. And then Friday night, September the 4th, it is the NASRA Super Truck Series, also on LSR TV and CRN. Matt Johnson doing a phenomenal job in the production booth for Extreme Sim TV as we get ready to come back for the restart with now 35 laps complete. It's Ellison and Tucker, row number 1, as we get ready to come back to the Geico restart zone and the green flag back in the air here at Dover.
On that restart, Rhett's going to try to defend his spot from Max Steck there in the 05. We also got 66 of Ryan Wolf there behind in that now trying to make it a 4-way battle for that lead.
Watching these drivers make their way out of the back straightaway. Ellison, Tucker, there they are, 1 and 2. Third place is, again, Max Steck. Ryan Wolf right behind him. Ryan Kendall, so Ryan and Ryan for 3rd and 4th. Followed by also Clinton Sneed in the top 5, or just outside the top 5. As Gabriel Ellison is the man they are running down from Rogersville, Tennessee. Driving for, again, McKinnon Motorsports, the 22-year-old. His father was the one that was caught up in that accident earlier, Mitch Ellison, but we still continue to race on, Derek.
Yeah, I think Mitch is his brother, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That's
brothers.
Okay. That's okay. Yeah, same last name. We got a lot of fathers and sons, a lot of brothers in these leagues, and it's awesome to see. Actually.
And by the way, my apologies, the NASRA ARCA Series will have a playoff system, but there will just be 10 rounds in the regular season, and that is what is currently being showed on the standings right now. So there will be a playoff format, Derek.
Yeah, I think if I wasn't mistaken, I didn't know if that got changed because I knew there was a lot of stuff going on with NASRA right now, but I do think we will be doing a wild card race with this series as well. I'm not 100% sure, so I don't want to be for sure on that. We'll have to just confirm, but that'll be interesting too to see someone trying to fight their way in and get that last playoff spot.
Making their way off of turn number 4. Gabriel Ellison down the back straightaway. Into turn 3, Ellison, Tucker. Steck is there. Max Steck there in the top 3 as they'll make their way. Battle for 7th place now, beginning to heat up on the racetrack here. This is Clinton Sneed and Mike Adamson sizing each other up speedway. And so also with Scruggs and 11 back in the battle again. And my apologies, it's actually Keith Bradley there in that battle. Keith Bradley in the 29 car, and he really wants to redeem himself after some problems last night in the NASRA Outlaw Super Late Model race here at Dover.
Yeah, a few issues last night. It happens. We all have rough nights, so you can't rip on a guy too bad because I've definitely had my share of rough nights too.
That's right.
It happens, right? But I mean, it looks like we got a battle up front. Tucker's going to try to close in on Gabriel Ellison here.
And I will say to close on the fact as we get ready to look at this battle for the lead that the number 29 of Keith Bradley from Lawrenceburg, Indiana, is truly a respectable gentleman. Several times when he got into some of those cars, he simply even said, even on social media himself, hey, I had a bad night. I kind of got a little rough with some cars. I kind of got in their way. We made some contact, and I apologize for that. So definitely I appreciate their respect for the driver of Keith Bradley in 29. Meanwhile, look at Rhett Tucker. He is closing in on the Rogersville, Tennessee native of Gabriel Ellison. That is Rhett Tucker from Newport Richey, Florida. For Rhett Tucker racing the Malware Bikes and Caterpillar entry. Trying to reel in the leader as they go back into turn number 1.
Looks like
2/10 of a second lead there between Ellison and the driver in second place of Rhett Tucker, as Derek, we ride on board with him, watching him steering that handle.
Yeah, it looks like there's a lot of wheel input, especially compared to what we had last night. Like, these cars look like they're very slick and loose, whereas last night, you know, it was all about trying to plow through. So tonight it looks like it's a little bit opposite from what we were dealing with. You're going to see that skill gap come out, but at the same time, you know, it's a lot easier to run beside somebody when you have some rotation in the middle of the corner. So it makes a world of a difference, right? So these cars are, in my opinion, I think they are the fastest NASCAR technically on the circuit, because they're the NASRA ARCA cars, right?
Yes,
and
sir.
These things are, you know, they're as old to the stock cars as they used to be. So these are basically the 2010 Cup package. So in my opinion, I miss those things. I like the new cars. The new draft package, it is good for competition and all that, but you know, as a driver, I've always strongly believed that the more driver input should determine, you know, who is better at something than the other, and that's exactly what you get out of these cars. It's all about the driver behind the wheel. It's not about air games or tires and all that other stuff. It's usually all comes down to just straight up talent.
Working lap number 48 this time by, as they come back across the stripe. 120 laps. The battle now heating up for the 5th position now, as they'll make it back on the front straightaway. And here's the battle for 5th between Keith Bradley, Ryan Wolf, all in that mix now. It's also closing in are those cars down the back straightaway.
Looks like Mike Adamson got by Ryan Wolf for that 6th spot in that 46 car. He's another Swag Motorsports entry. He's Peyton Howell's teammate from Swag Esports. Looks like we're getting a long green flag run again here, as the laps are really starting to tick away. We're on lap 50 here of 120, so we got 70 laps here to go.
We'll take a quick break. 70 laps to go, as Gabriel Ellison leading the way. Rhett Tucker, and more excitement happening in the top 5 when we continue. We are NASRA, and this is the ARCA Driver Development Series on Extreme Sim TV. Back. Ellison and Daniels have wrecked each other down the back straightaway. Look at Tyler Daniels' car, all tore up. So is Zimmerman in 94 at the far end of the speedway, as he collects Mitch Ellison again. And we go right under the yellow flag just as fast as we came back from commercial break.
That was a hard impact there between the 94 and who's that there in the, I think it's the 87, Nathan Rogue.
I know that Tyler Daniels and Eric Zimmerman, both in the 94, the 93 car, looking like teammates, are both collected in this for Zimmerman Motorsports and the Buddy Project. They were collected.
That was a hard hit.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Under the back end, Nathan Rogue plowing under the back end of Zimmerman's car, shooting him in the air like a top, if you will.
Yeah, you
Let's
really
look at this
see
again here.
That damage model with these cars, it's unbelievable, the difference. And it's wow. The hood's gone.
And then you see them just hitting each other, and I just think it's because they've got no control over their cars there after that. But
yeah,
Nathan Rogue and Zimmerman and Daniels, let's see what happened to the 93 car of Tyler Daniels. This is where it started. That was a secondary caution, if you will. The 93 of Tyler Daniels and the 55 of Mitch Ellison is what caused this caution to come out for the third time. Look at the contact. Looks to left rear Ellison wheel into the 93. The hood pops up into the inside safer wall bearer, and then boom! Rogue gets into Zimmerman on the back straightaway. Both Buddy Project Zimmerman Motorsports cars destroyed here at Dover, Derek.
Yeah, I wonder if we can get an onboard camera there, because I don't think that was intentional. I think Mitch Ellison just got loose and tried to gather it up the track. But we could, it never lies is the steering wheel, Wesley.
We are under the yellow flag here. And by the way, I do want to let everybody know that if you're tuned into the Extreme Sim TV broadcast, I think we're looking at different angles and we might be a little bit behind on the replays, but Matt and Derek and I are pretty much in same unison of what's going on. We're just kind of a couple of seconds behind, but you can see the replay one more time of just craziness here for Tyler Daniels. And now you're going to ride on board with the 93 of Tyler Daniels. And let's see what happened to him as he works his way off of turn number 2. He just got hooked in the apex of the corner, and into the wall he went. Then the hood goes up. He can't see.
And then it's just blinded after that.
Blinded by the light for Tyler Daniels, if you will.
I like that green color, but I'm sure he didn't like seeing it in that situation. That's for sure.
Wow, what a tough break. A tough break there, and we go under the yellow flag here. It looks like everybody's going to come down to the pit lane. They're going to take on service as we have caution coming out over the speedway for these drivers here.
Probably coming to 1 to green this time by.
1 to green next time around. They're going to come back for the restart. Gabriel Ellison, Rhett Tucker, Ryan Kendall, Max Steck, Keith Bradley is your top 5. Then it's going to be Peyton Howell, Mike Adamson, Clinton Sneed, Chris Cinnamon from a wreck earlier. He's now in 9th. And Brian Wolf rounds out the top 10. As looks like we are going to make another lap. And we should get the 1 to go here this time by.
Oh, it is.
Daniels, Nathan Rowe, maybe Jonathan Munda. They can have the opportunity if they choose to. Looks like nobody's going for that here.
Yeah, it looks like the pace car still has the lights on. I don't know what's been going on with this track, because I think this was an issue last night with us on the iRacing server too. We're
cautions for sure.
Yeah, it was running way caution laps. We were running 2 or 3 extra caution laps, and I don't know if it's just a bug on this particular track, because we definitely did see it with the late model series last night too. So I don't know if that's something going on, but yeah, that is a little lengthy of cautions.
And I'm understanding that when we come back for the restart, we will officially be halfway through this event. Thing has gone by for the most part. A nice breeze, if you will.
Yeah, more laps than we ran last night, and it's already over compared to what we did last night. It's unbelievable. And a lot of these guys were in that field last night too. It's just, I think a lot of things too with the super lates is a lot of guys are out of their element with those, and they're kind of just learning them still. So yeah, we're kind of in their element and in their world right now. They definitely have these cars figured out.
And by the way, I did make a mistake, and I will apologize. There will be a playoffs. There will be a playoffs for the ARCA Development Series Championship. It'll all be unveiled very, very soon. But there will be a run for the championship and a playoff run once we complete 10 rounds. As again, next week we go to Talladega. This is Talladega. Next week, triple 20s for the NASRA Outlaw Super Late Models. And then we come back on Thursday night for another ARCA NASRA event. It should be exciting here.
That, Go through 3 races in one night, and then when you haven't had enough of it, we're going right back there the next day with the ARCA.
We certainly will. We certainly will. Ready to come back for the restart here as we are completed lap 60. They will be on the halfway marker when they take green flag, or at least they complete this next green flag lap on lap 61. We will officially be halfway through the event. Just under 40 minutes in the event here. Derek Fulton, Wesley Outland, Matthew Johnson on the production for Extreme Sim TV at Dover. The air, Ellison, Tucker. Now in that battle is for third, a great battle for third with Kendall, Steck, and Bradley fighting up in that battle off of turn 2 to the back straightaway.
Yeah, really dicing up here for third place as we see 9 car Peyton Howell up into the top 5 for the first time tonight.
See how they negotiate their way off the corner.
Looked like we had a little bit
Look at this.
The 05 car looked like they blinked out a little bit in the corner there, so he definitely did the right in a roll out, waiting for his connection to figure itself out. That definitely happens. As we got Peyton Howell going out of the inside of Keith Bradley. Here going into turn 3.
So a little bit of net code, if you will. A little bit of net code as they'll make their way off the corner. Back off of turn number 4, back down the front straightaway. By the way, we're halfway home now. Getting ready for the second half of this event.
Looks like the battle's kind of dying out a little bit here for 4th place. Looks like Peyton's got up to that 4th place car. Keith Bradley's not going anywhere. He's right on his back bumper.
Another lap on the board here. We'll see these drivers work their way and get off the corner.
Looks like we got Rhett Tucker trying to pressure up front again for the lead as well.
You hear some of the in-car communication, some of the drivers talking amongst each other here as they'll make their way back around the corner. Gabriel Ellison still out in front. Gabriel's looking for what, his second ARCA win, I think it is. He won in Charlotte.
I think he won last week. Or no, the week before that, right? Phoenix, I believe.
Okay, I wasn't there for that. That was before the whole change of everything. Gotcha.
I know Gabriel Ellison came out really strong in the practice races. Everybody had, I think he'd won all 4 of the practice races when they were first bringing this league together. So he's definitely been a threat since day 1 before we've even been tallying points too. So I know everybody's been watching him, that's for sure. Looks like he's going to break out a little bit further here from Rhett. Rhett was closing on him there for a couple laps, but he's kind of breaking away to another, what is it here on the scoreboard? 4/10 of a second. He's got an advantage. Oh, Rhett brings it back down to 3 though.
Gabriel Ellison, Rhett Tucker, Ryan Kendall, Peyton Howell, Keith Bradley are top 5. And Max Steck, Mike Adamson, Clinton Sneed, Ryan Wolf, along with Chris Cinnamon, the winner last week in a wild race at Michigan. Sits in the top 10 as it stands right now. They make their way back to turn number 2. Down the back straightaway. What a run here for the driver of Gabriel Ellison. He'll still hold that line. Got a couple of Tennessee, Florida natives fighting for position. And that battle continuing on as Alexa off of turn
looks
number
like Rhett's
4.
not going anywhere. He's staying right in his tire tracks. They give up a little bit to each other, but then they get it right back off the other guy the next lap. So they're almost dead even here going around this track.
A good run, if you will.
Yeah, looks like we got a battle for 5th place is Max Steck. He's looking to get back up by Peyton Howell.
Yes, sir.
Peyton's coming back to the inside. He's not giving it up just yet.
What a performance for the driver. As we're working lap number 69 here, down the back straightaway. Max Steck, we're riding on the 5. Behind him, the 46 of Mike Adamson. Adamson coming off of a top 3 finish at Daytona. He's in the 7th position behind Howell. Howell, Steck, and Adamson. Ryan Wolf now starting to close into the 66 machine. All single file right now.
Yeah, it looks like we're all single file across the racetrack. This is, I think, the closest battle on the track right now for their 3rd place finish. Or, sorry, 3rd place spot.
A good run here, working now 50 laps to go here at Dover. A nice clean race so far, a couple of cautions. couple of big cautions for that matter, the 3 yellows we've seen. But for the most part, it has been all Gabriel Ellison out in front leading the way. And I will tell you, he did come to the pits. And that's just how strong that 27 car is.
Yeah, he's going to try to lead every lap here, I think, tonight. I don't know if anybody else has even had another lap on the board or not. Maybe while they were cycling through the pit stops, but he's pretty much led every lap on green so far.
Has anybody got anything for the driver of that 27 car? Rhett Tucker, he's waiting patiently.
Gabriel Ellison, see, it's funny because I know he was in the race last night and he was struggling with the car at the same very track. And it just shows you, different driving styles prevail in different cars. And I know he ran into a lot of trouble early on and it wasn't necessarily his fault. But it just shows you, same exact track, one night different. And he's dominating in one race and, struggling in another. So
a great battle for 10th ongoing with her at Michigan last week. Chris Cinnamon. Behind him, the 49 of Clinton Sneed. Down to turn number 3. And Cinnamon, what a crazy race that was last Thursday night to open up the NASRA ARCA series on Extreme Sim TV. Did you ever think we'd see some craziness like that, Derek, last week? Oh, my.
No, there was definitely a lot of hurt feelings in that race. I mean, it happens. That's racing, though, right? So it's going to happen. And you know what? I would have never imagined it to be at Michigan that we had that. Because, you go to a place like Bristol or Martinsville, and you're just waiting for it to happen. It's in the air, right? But you go to a place to Michigan, and you definitely get caught off guard when that stuff happens.
This battle continuing again off Warner down into turn number 3, off of 4. Back down the front straightaway, and they're closing in on the leader. Look at this battle now continuing now for 9th and 8th. It's Cinnamon and Ryan Wolf battling one another. They're starting to pull away now from Mike Adamson for that. We got one smoking, but they'll still continue going into turn number 3.
Looks like Rutgers falling back to about a 0.5 of a second gap over Gabriel Ellison. So Gabe's got that speed now in the long run.
Run going on here. We got a battle for 5th now. Max Steck closing in on Keith Bradley, actually, for the 5th position. Keith Bradley out of Lawrenceburg, Indiana, getting company from Max Steck in the 05, and ready to see what he can do here as these laps continue to tick away. Max Steck out of Long Island, New York, in the Crybaby Racing Global Office Suites number 05.
Got the New York Islanders on the hood there as we've seen the hockey playoffs kick up.
We love hockey.
Definitely. Being a Canadian, it's in our blood up here for sure. And I know it's definitely bigger in the States than it has ever been right down there too. So
Carolina Hurricanes, what a game last night. Or yesterday morning, actually. I never would have thought that I'd get up at 11 o'clock in the morning or at least by 10 o'clock. Mind you, I was awake earlier, but to actually be at my television by 10:30 in the morning to watch hockey, that's pretty damn cool.
Yeah, it's one of those things with, never get any of this stuff without what happened with COVID, but it's kind of made for an interesting thing. It really reminded me of, my days playing junior and stuff coming up. Everybody goes to the same spot and you have a tournament, and that's a week-long tournament, and that's decides nationals. So it reminds me, in my personal opinion, it's kind of like back when you're being a kid, coming up in the midgets and stuff like that. So it's kind of cool to see everybody in one town right now. It's pretty cool.
Oh, what a battle for the lead through lap traffic to boot. Here comes Tucker to the outside. Ellison on the bottom. Lap car couldn't move out of the way. New leader, Rhett Tucker in 99. And Gabriel Ellison sounds a little disturbed on the radio.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. I don't know. Maybe we could take a replay of that quickly. Can we get a chance of that? Maybe?
Let's try to take a replay. Let's wait till we're all synced together. And we'll see how this all happened. Right now, we got them as they're coming in turn 1. All right, here we go. As we see everybody single file as they go into turn number 2. Lap traffic, lap car in the way. The Taco Bell 41 machine, and Ellison got pinched in on the bottom. Red Tucker did nothing absolute wrong.
No.
A mistake by Ellison getting pinched in by a lap car. The lap car did not get out of the way. He held his line, and the 99 took advantage of it like taking candy from a baby in the hot summer months of August and not even in Halloween.
Yeah, he definitely licked his chops on that one, and he's going to try to set sail and hope he doesn't have to see him again for the rest of the race. As we go back to the live feed, it looks like Gabriel Ellison is trying to get to his back to his bumper. Yes. But it looks like that clean air is a huge difference maker here tonight, just like it was in the late models last night.
Understanding Jonathan Munda is going to be coming to the pit lane as this race continues on. As this battle goes on, he's 2 laps down in the 41 car. In 20th, that was the car, by the way, that was in front of the leaders.
Yeah, I don't think he did anything wrong there. I just think it was miscommunication. Gabriel thought he was going on the bottom, and, that happens. That's why you got to try to communicate that to those guys, right? So
the only thing I will tell you this is what so many people misconstrued, and that's the blue flag with the yellow stripe. They think that flag means move out of the way. It doesn't mean that. It means faster traffic is approaching you. Hold your line. Now, yes, obviously these guys don't get the blue flag, but they know that they're coming after them. So what did the 41 of Zamunda do? He held his line. Even though he stayed in the halfway racing group bottom of the racetrack, Derek, he held his racing line. There's no fault in what the 41 did.
No, absolutely. He's got every right to be on that racing surface, just like everybody else does. And, it's different if you're not holding your line, but as long as you're giving the leaders a target to aim for, that's all you can ever ask for, right? So,
closing in on lap 100. We're on lap 89 right now. New leader, Rex Tucker from Florida. From Port Charlotte. I'm sorry, correction there. From, let me see here. One of the McKinnon Racing or Zimmerman Racing Stables.
Well,
and the driver
up front,
yes.
It looks like Peyton Howell, in third place, is really starting to sneak up there. He's cutting into the lead here every lap, too, as I just took an eye on him. He's now within a second and a half of our leaders. And those guys getting dicey up front, so allowing him to maybe get up there in this picture, too.
The Red Tucker Racing 99, number 99 out of Newport Richey, Florida. The Malware Bites and Caterpillar entry is leading the way here. Gabriel Ellison falling back this second. Now, I know one wrong slip by Tucker, and Ellison's going to get this back here.
Yeah, I've been keeping an eye on this battle. I definitely don't think this race is over at all. We'll see if we see if I don't want to jinx anything because I've been pretty bad with that lately, but that could definitely change everything here. But I still think we have a very good race brewing here for the final, 30 laps of this race.
Back to turn number 2. Down the back straightaway. As here comes Ellison trying to make a run down to the inside, trying to close in there. Can't find him yet. Shuts the door. Back to turn number 3. Back across the start-finish line. Double lap on the board. And Red Tucker and Gabriel Ellison still continue this battle of cat and mouse closer to lap 100. Very proud of these ARCA drivers. What a performance they put to the 18 caution flags last night. 111 lap race at Dover for the NASRA Outlaw Super Late Model Series.
Yeah, I know one of the names that kept me up last night, with us and issues, and I, as an admin of the league, I was told to go back and watch a lot of things involving one particular car that is actually in the race tonight. So I think that is very much proof that, it can be done, and particularly by him as well. So,
and you know what? I'll say point blank his name, Keith Bradley. Keith Bradley was called out a lot on a lot of racing last night, and now look at him tonight. He's in the 5th position in car number 29. Got a great run going for him.
Yeah, and I haven't seen any issues for him at all tonight. So he's been really clean around everybody he's been in, and it's been fine and respectful on my notes. So I think a little bit of that too is just being out and being in something you're not familiar with is a big learning curve for some. especially if you've never been in them before, right? And I do know he's relatively new to the service, and he's been working a lot more with these ARCA cars. So right now, that's what he's got figured out is the ARCA cars. So I think he was a little bit out of his element last night, but you know, that's a learning curve for everybody involved, and especially him. Like, he's definitely going to be the one that probably comes back next week with a different attitude and a whole different approach, right? So
under 25 laps to go. Rhett Tucker, Gabriel Ellison, Peyton Howell, Kendall Bradley, your top 5. Cinnamon, Wolf, Steck, Adamson, Castleberry, the top 10. One final race commercial break, and when we come back, we will take you to the checkered flag here at Dover on Extreme Sim TV. This is NASRA ARCA Series.
We are back at North Wilkesboro, North Carolina, where the field is rolling out for the start of today's 400-lap race on this .625-mile racetrack. And just as the field comes all around turn number 4, the sunshine peeks through, helping warm things here. Bill Elliott leads him down. Benny Parsons on the outside. The green flag flies, and the first Union 400 Winston Cup race from North Wilkesboro is underway. Everybody nicely through turns number 1 and 2 as Bill Elliott has the lead, and Dale Earnhardt has jumped into second position, followed by Benny Parsons and Bobby Allison. Oh, here we go. It's just about to go away. They bump coming out of turn 4. Earnhardt gets the lead. We had just heard from our spotters that Neil Martin. Dale Earnhardt is on his last lap. This will be his 24th career win. Dale Earnhardt wins the first Union 400 at North Wilkesboro.
Back here at Dover, and we are under caution again here on lap 98 as we close in on lap 100. Couple of cars getting together. Cinnamon into the 94 of Eric Zimmerman. Cinnamon and Zimmerman. And by the way, they were a part of the wreck earlier tonight as well. Do you think that could have been maybe a payback? And then look at the 87 in a row, putting Zimmerman in the fence on the front straightaway. Two cautions and once on the 94 car.
Yeah, 94 car, it just seemed like he couldn't get out of the way there. Poor guy was just a pinball there for half a lap.
What's the old cliche? The poor guy couldn't get out of his own way.
Yeah.
Look at this. Cinnamon got into him right here. In the left rear, he goes in the wall and just saves it. He saves it, then he drops to the bottom of the apron, pulls up in front of the racing groove again, and then there goes Nathan Rogue and just turns him. Ryan Wolf did not get into him.
Yeah, I think the only thing he could have done there is, you know, I get it when you're trying to save that car, sometimes it goes up the track a little bit, but the only thing I think Zimmerman could have done differently is try to keep it a little bit down on the track. It's like that old saying, you know, give him a target to hit. It's you know, or a target to miss in this case, right? So, and when you're kind of in two different lanes, it's hard to predict where to go for the guy behind him, and sometimes you close up and you meet in the wrong spot. But sorry, I think we missed some green flag pit stops there at the end.
We did miss pit stops. Some drivers didn't down to the pit lane.
It looks like we got Rhett Tucker still in front though, so it doesn't look like any positions change. It looks like Keith Bradley may have got the 4th place spot over the 3 of Cinnamon. I don't know if that had something to do with the incident there, though, because Cinnamon did get into the 94. So that was probably a lap incident, if I'm not mistaken. A car, it's a lap car.
I will also tell you that we are hearing in-car communications that the 99 of the leader, Rhett Tucker, is also having possibly a netcode issue, blinking on the screen.
This is just shaking up. I don't know, honestly, who I would put my money on right now. These top 3 guys are getting ready to put on a really good show, and you know what? Keith Bradley's been right there behind, and he's strong too, so you can't count him out at this point either. Or how about our winner from last week, Chris Cinnamon? He's always there when it counts, seems like.
Chris Cinnamon doing a good job right now. Coming up, our top 3 finishers on Extreme Sim Racing Network. We will talk to the top 3 finishers for our post-race wrap-up, and we will put this race in the rearview mirror and prepare for Talladega next Thursday night. Next Wednesday night, triple 20s.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome. And then just announced today, my team owner, sponsor, Swag Graphics, is actually going to be sponsoring that Wednesday night event. And there's going to be also a bonus on points positions for the night. So there'll be a paid bonus for the driver that scores the most points in the 3 races at Talladega next week. So it'll be kind of an extra added bonus. Might even see it with somebody who doesn't actually even get a win on the race.
So what are we calling it? The NASRA Swag Triple Crown? That's got a good name to it.
I like that. Yeah, the Swag Triple Crown at Daga.
The NASRA Swag Triple Crown. And that race will be broadcast at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central on LSR next Wednesday night. Next Thursday night, we'll have the NASRA ARCA series right here you're watching on Extreme Sim TV. They'll be back. We go from a mile track to a 2.66 mile gargantuan.
Yeah, we'll probably see a lot of these ARCA guys out in the outlaw field too the night before. Obviously, just getting out there to try to get some more draft experience and everything going into this race. Definitely would be a good idea. So we'll probably see
got to see if somebody can beat Garrett Maines, as right now he is the man on the series that has 2 wins, Wilkesboro and last night at Dover. Getting ready for the restart.
Now, I remember
lights are off on the Team laps to go.
Good job. They did have a little bit of an issue coming through 3 and 4. As you remember, Rhett got a little loose and couldn't quite get down to the line. But that was Gabe Ellison that he had got into there. So I know Gabe had kind of taken note of that. And, you know, we might pay him back here tonight. We'll see. Or he might save it for later.
And Cinnamon winning a crazy race at Michigan last week. Restart zone. Pulling away quickly was Rhett Tucker. And the green flag going back in the air. I don't know if that restart would have stood. He took off pretty quickly. What's the rule? Do you go in the restart box, or do you have the rule as the leader
has
between 3 and 4?
The restart. But yeah, up to second there. Yeah, the leader has control of the restart, so I do believe that was legal. That is just part of the benefits of being the leader. You just have such an advantage on those restart games, as we've seen last night, definitely with Garrett at the end there. And
Peyton Howell has now moved to the number 2 position. The driver of that number 19, now sponsored by Swag Esports.
Yeah, he's just getting up there now. I mean, I was kind of keeping an eye on him last night. He didn't get up there quite as fast as I thought he would. Looked like he had some issues there going, but man, he's right there when it counts at the end. As we're coming to 12 to go.
Ready to Katie bar the door. Settle this in one here tonight at Dover. Back straightaway. A flurry of activity going on behind your leader, Rhett Tucker, as he's looking to try to go back to victory lane again. The 3-car battle now for that second position as they roar to turn 1, led by Peyton Howell. Gabriel Ellison in that battle, and so is Keith Bradley. Ryan Wolf waiting patiently, so is Chris Cinnamon, your Dicks. When do you make your move? When you close in on your leader as we come to 10 to go. Next time by, when they come to the start-finish line,
I think
they go to 1.
to make that move now. Now is the time to go. It looks like these guys are going to be pretty clean for the rest of the race, but you never know what'll happen. But that might have been the last shot. So these guys got to get up into his rear bumper.
Ready to make that strike. They come back off the corner. Turn 4, front straightaway. 10 laps to go here at Dover.
Yeah, it looks
Tucker still leading. Howell still under half a second back, and closing in less than 3/4 of a second is Ellison. 1 second back is Keith Bradley, and 2 seconds back is Ryan Wolf. 9 to go off of turn 4.
Yeah, it looks like Payton's trying to close the gap a little bit. He's up to 0.5 of a second. He's going to be pushing all he's got here, but he's also got Gabe on his... Oh, gosh.
Caution trouble, back straightaway. Couple of cars have got together and crashed. And the 66 of Ryan Wolf is involved. Ryan Wolf will give up a top 5 run. That car all tore up.
Ooh.
And I think Chris Cinnamon got into him.
Take a look back
Chris
at it.
Cinnamon turned the 66 of Ryan Wolf. They roar into the turn in the 3 to the left rear. Cinnamon had a run, got into Wolf. Wolf lost control. Fishtails in the spin cycle like in a dryer. And the washing machine, and the caution comes out. Was that intentional or not? That's the question. I think that's what our NASRA officials are going to look at, Derek Fulton.
Yeah, I don't know if it was intentional. It's the same incident that we seen earlier with the car on the bottom. I just don't know if he expected to push up as much as he did. But it's really hard to tell intent. Let's see if we can get an on board with Chris Cinnamon.
On board with Chris Cinnamon, we'll see, because it possibly could have been netcode, as you said before. Gotta wonder if he got into him.
Oh, that was pretty close. That may have been netcode, I think. Now that you say
Yeah.
that, Wesley, because I don't see the contact until you see the car just kind of.
Let's go to the blimp view. Maybe the blimp view could. Oh, okay, maybe that camera could probably show a better view.
Oh no, there was definitely contact.
Yeah, he got into the left rear. No,
Yeah, I think that's the end of the race, though. Too. Ryan's trying to keep his spot right. He's doing everything he can to keep that spot. Cinnamon's doing everything he can to get that spot from him. Just two guys not wanting to give any at the end of the race.
And the thing is this as well. You're also trying to pass each other in the center of the corner. They're having a conversation amongst themselves saying, he should have gave me room. I didn't give him room. We'll race this to the end. And here, Derek.
Yeah, I mean, you always remember how somebody races you. So if that's, that's the way they feel like they've been racing each other, then that's probably how they'll continue to race each other. That's just the way it goes. That's the way I am too. It's y'all race anybody the way they race me. I don't know if there's some tensions there. It sounds like they, it's obviously gonna have different opinions. I think it was a racing deal. We'll see what they end up, if they're really mad at each other or not. Once they go back and look at the replay themselves, I'm sure they'll see it was probably just a racing deal too.
Next week, Talladega. Talk about tempers boiling here at Dover. They certainly will. They certainly will at Talladega next week.
Yeah, I've
sure.
been surprised at how well these guys have played after what we've seen last week. I was expecting to see a little bit more carryover from week's race, but everyone's stayed in check and, been trying to, from what we had last week, the guys that were getting together, for new guys getting into it tonight, so.
Well, this is about to get good, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to be honest with you. I've really got a feeling that this race is about to get exciting, and I think we might go into overtime. What is the rules of overtime? 2 attempts?
I think it's 2 attempts in the ARCA series. I definitely know it's at least 1, maybe 2. So the pace car lights are still on. So again, the same issue we were having last night with just way too many caution laps. Like, there's no reason to be doing 10 caution laps right now. Everyone's already lined up, ready to go, clearly. Sometimes that's just iRacing, though. There's always a couple bugs in the system. It's just what it is. It's not perfect yet, but they do their best.
Ready to bring this to the restart here. I want to say it's probably going to be around lap 118 when they take the green, hopefully. And they can still have an opportunity to race the final 3 laps before overtime. But you're literally setting this opportunity for these drivers to re-rack them and restack them, if you will, and crash with them all bunched up together here. And the lights are off of the pace car.
There we go. Lights are off. Yeah, the guys have been lined up ready to go for 3 laps now. Like, we were probably
I don't
ready to go 3 laps
understand this concept of the caution car going around 5 laps in the yellow flag. I mean, get in, and get out. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah, exactly. You know? It shouldn't take long. It shouldn't take longer to clean up a virtual wreck than it does to clean up a real wreck, right? So.
Ready for the restart. And now Peyton Howell is going to have the opportunity to battle alongside Rhett Tucker for the lead. In a shootout that will consist of a 3-lap battle. 4 laps to go. They'll take the green with 3 remaining. And we will see what Rhett Tucker can do. Ellison's there. Cinnamon is there. Beck is there. Bradley there. Howell to his outside for Swaggy Sports. Here they come, RTR.
Another big
the 99.
Jump.
Swaggy Sports in the 19 and Greenback in the air. And what a jump for Rhett Tucker. He scampers away like a mouse in a dark alley night running away from a cat. And the prey reeling him in off of turn number 2.
Well, Peyton's getting back up to him, though. He's not going anywhere. I thought Rhett got a bigger jump. Looks like Peyton's going to try to close in on him here, coming to 2 to go.
2 laps to go. I gotta wonder here how much of a draft is being used in this battle, because he literally might have shot himself in the foot by pulling away and then allowing Howell to reel him in with that draft, that air, virtual air here at Dover. And Ellison's reeling in Howell. A 3-car battle now, if you will, as they come to the line. White flag in the air. 1 more lap to go in Dover in turn 1. Ellison to the inside of Howell for second.
Yeah, they took that white flag. Looked like Howell pushed up off of turn 4 a little bit. Almost got into the wall. He had to gather it up the track, which let Rhett get out there. So we'll see if Gabe can close the gap coming out of turn 4.
I don't think he can. The battle's for second. As Rhett Tucker will exit off of turn 4. Howell bounces off on the inside of Ellison in the wall. Rhett Tucker wins here at Dover.
Wow, what a finish. We got Peyton Howell ends up coming across the line in a photo finish. See if we can get another quick angle at that finish for second place.
Peyton Howell will finish in second spot, I believe. Over. He got him. He did.
Yeah, just photo finish at the line there for second place, but that is for money.
What a battle there.
That battle right there for second place is the difference between I think $20 and $30. So that's a big finish there for those guys in second place.
And it is official. It is official. Peyton Howell did get second spot. 4 1,000ths of a second. Look at the interval. 0.553 to a 0.557. Look at that. 4 1,000ths of a second. What a battle there between Peyton Howell and Gabriel Ellison. Keith Bradley comes back and has a decent run. He'll finish in 4th. And 5th will go to Max Steck as well.
And then rounding out the top 10, we have Clinton Sneed, Chris Cinnamon, Tyler Rex, and top 10. Mitch ended up coming back to get a top 10 spot after running into a few problems here tonight. So definitely salvaged something, that's for sure.
What a job. What a job for Rhett Tucker.
Yeah, Rhett Tucker licked his chops there when that incident happened between Gabriel Ellison and that lap car, and he never looked back, eh? He checked out, and away he was.
We are going to take a quick break. When we come back, we will have our Extreme NASRA post-race wrap-up. We will talk to the top 3 finishers here after a great race at Dover. For the most part, an interesting run, a great finish at the end. And when it's said and done, Red Tucker is the winner. A great battle for second between Peyton Howell and Gabriel Ellis. And we'll talk to all 3 of these drivers here in just a moment. Back to Extreme Sim TV's coverage of the NASRA ARCA Series. Welcome back to Extreme Sim TV coverage of the NASRA ARCA Series. By the way, everything NASRA at NASRARacing.com, NASRA Racing on Facebook, and the North America Sim Racing Association as well. Wesley Outland, Derek Fulton, Matthew Johnson, phenomenal job on the production work side of things here at Dover. When it's all said and done, Red Tucker with another win on the ARCA Series. Red, we talked to him now in the 99 car, Malware Bites and Caterpillar entry for RTR Racing out of Florida. Red, a good run. You got around Ellison for the lead, probably with about 30 laps to go, and then you had to hold off that last late race caution, but a good performance for you to get a win in the 99.
Thank you, man. I just want Gabe to know that Jonathan Munda is not on my payroll, so I did not pay him to do that. It just happened. I didn't make it happen. Thankfully, it happened.
What am I missing? What happened? Oh, you're talking about when the lap car got in the way. Well, we're going to talk to Gabriel about that here in a little bit.
He got held up, man, and I was just trying to hang with him the whole race, dude. I figured if I let him lead, he'd wear his tires out faster. And once I finally got out in front, I saw him catch me. I'd pull. He'd catch me. I'd pull. I finally started pulling away, and then a caution came out.
I got you. 37 laps you led here tonight here at Dover. And, of course, if you look at the top of the ticker on the screen, you'll see the entire full-field rundown as we continue our post-race interviews with the 99 of Red Tucker. Red, this is, though, got to be a strong run for you as we head down to the home stretch. With this win, obviously, you go to the playoffs.
Yeah, I really wasn't expecting it. This isn't my strongest track. I think running the super late models last night really helped. They handle a lot different though, but this track's so tight coming out of the corners. It's really all about corner exit. You can woe her up in the entry big time and just get a good run off, and you'll be good.
Yeah, I was going to say that because, like, literally me and Derek were discussing things. And Derek, I'll bring you in here to grab a question or two with Red as well.
Yeah, actually, perfect question right there to ask you is how did everything stack up in comparison to the cars last night? You were in the race last night and ran really strong in that race too. So and you said that it definitely helped you tonight too, eh?
Yeah, I mean, the car setups and just the handling in general were way different. Like last night, it would enter really good, and once you get on it, you feel the rear kind of slide, but they stayed hooked up. It wouldn't get too loose, but it's a totally different car. But
yeah.
Laps, seat time always helps, man.
Awesome. Yeah, because like all 3 of the guys now that I'm looking in the top 3 were all running really good last night too for a while in the Outlaw car. So, I mean, it's interesting for sure. But anyways, though, man, that was a crazy pass there at the end. Congratulations. This is your second win, right, in the series?
Yeah, second real win, third like points win because you got the win at Daytona.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, so yeah, like I guess you're now got the most wins on the season or tied with Gabe, right?
I think he only has one. So yeah, I'm on top.
He's the man. That's the man right now.
We're not putting Derek in the car anymore. He's going to be in the booth with me, damn it, okay? He's staying with me
Y'all
in
are
the booth.
good in the booth, man.
So
you stay up there, Derek.
But Rhett, congratulations to you, man, out of Florida. Go ahead and thank out them sponsors on that 99 RTR entry.
Thank you. Got to thank Malware Bites, Caterpillar for giving me a good ride during the day. And I got to thank my son, Raiden. He just showed me how to catch bass for the first time. Dude's been killing it. Every weekend we go to the lake, and he's slamming 6 and 7 and 8 pound bass.
Going fishing. You need to take him to the racetrack.
We're going fishing. It's a lot cheaper to go fishing, man.
All right, buddy. Congratulations. There you go. Rhett Tucker, his second win on the season for the NASRA ARCA series here tonight at Dover. Second place, Peyton Howell. Peyton, what a way to redeem yourself. Fast qualifier last night for the NASRA Outlaw Super Late Model event. Got caught up in a wreck, had problems, parked it last night. You come back, you redeem yourself with a runner-up finish and 4 1,000ths of a second over Gabriel Ellison at the checkered flag.
This was fun last night. It was kind of a heartbreak, just all that stuff that happened. This is probably my best track on iRacing, this in Iowa. But starting last tonight, because I hit the wall both times in qualifying off of 4, and having to start last, and then I had a bunch of technical issues. My mic went dead on lap 2 of the race. So I had to do that whole first 20, 25 laps with can't hear anything. Drove my way up to 8th, 7th, something like that, and then had to fall back because I had to fix my audio issues. And then my screen went black on the next caution. I hit the inside wall and had to get my fast repair the next caution and restarted 21st again and drove my way back up to 6th. And then another caution come out, and then it just started working out for me from there.
Derek.
Yeah, that was a hell of a recovery, and I was keeping an eye on chat there. It just shows you, drivers are, it's not mechanical issues, but drivers still have to overcome a lot of different issues, and that's a big one. You're basically deaf for the first half of the race. That's a big part of racing, is being able to hear what your car is doing and what your tires are doing, especially in the virtual side of things. So that's big, and hearing that's a big thing to overcome. So congratulations on that. Still getting a top 3 finish. That's huge in a night like that.
Oh yeah, it was really hard. And then the finish right there with Gabriel, I didn't know if I drove him up into the wall or not. And I told him sorry right after I got my mic working again. And I didn't know if I drove him up in the wall. And then you said it was 4 1,000ths of a second.
Yeah, it was a photo finish. We had to go back and double check at the line to see who had won, and it's definitely a good finish. That was crazy.
Yeah, that was a blast there at the end.
Well, what do you think we're going to see at Talladega next week? By the way, you did lead at least 1 lap here tonight.
I think we're probably going to see no pushing at all. At all. If you barely touch somebody, that person in front and you's going around. So I think it's going to be whoever can just stay the closest without pushing, and I think it's going to be all about staying up front next week. Is just stay up front and hopefully you don't get turned. I think that's going to be the big thing, and then just avoid the big one at the end.
All right, throw out those sponsors. We'll call you later.
I'd like to thank Swag Esports and everybody for being on the car, and NRV Recycling, and that's about it.
All right. Well, there is the driver of Mr. Peyton Howell. Good way to redeem himself after problems last night. And we'll get ready for Talladega. One more driver left to interview, and that is the man Gabriel Ellison. And I'm really looking forward to talking to this man, 22 years old, out of Rogersville, Tennessee, from McKinnon Motorsports. Gabriel, I know that the McKinnon racing team racing under a heavy heart right now and racing under the banner for Michael McKinnon for his racing team. You come back and you finish in 3rd tonight, but you were, let's be honest, you should have won this thing. It led 82 laps, fastest car, looked really, really strong on the pole. Do you think the lap car cost you?
Well, that incident did cost me, but I went back and watched it, and a lot of those situations, it's always kind of a guessing game on the exit of a corner. Is he going to go high? Is he going to go low? I just, in my brain, I'm always of the thought that the lap car holds their line on the straight and you just pass them. So I was going to go inside, but then he went low, and it's just unfortunate. I guess that's part of this short track deal, is that you got to get through lap traffic well, and a track like this where the setups are pretty tight and it is almost impossible to pass someone. You know, I knew the whole time if I lost the lead to Rhett, there was almost no way I was going to get it back because he was within 2 or 3 tenths the whole race. And once that happened, I kind of already knew that I was screwed.
We checked the replay several times when we saw the 41 car do what they did to you, Munda. Jonathan Munda, the 41, who finished 18th in the end of this deal. And we tried to find a way to fault it, and we couldn't. We couldn't see him going up the racetrack, throwing blocks, cutting you off. It just seemed like he had a commitment. He stayed on the bottom. You got pinched down below, and you couldn't go anywhere, and Rhett Tucker took the lead on the outside.
Yeah, I mean that's what I just said. I just picked the wrong lane. I didn't. It's not his fault. I mean, from my perspective, where you're sitting in the car, it's kind of hard to tell at that point if he's going to stay low or go high. And by the time I realized he was going low, it was just too late. I could have swerved, but I'm pretty sure if I would have swerved, then I would have taken out Mr. Tucker there. So didn't want to do that.
Derek, what's your take of what things happened, bud?
Oh, it definitely happens. I mean, I've raced quite a few races, especially short track races, and I couldn't tell you the amount of races that I've had lost, just from that exact same thing happen or getting into a lap car or something when you're way out in front. It definitely happens, and everyone's on that track still, and just you gotta, even if you are the quickest, you gotta manage that traffic, and exactly like Gabriel said, that's a huge learning curve when it comes to these tracks because you still got to pass guys even if you're the leader, and that's what usually ends up happening at these tracks, right? So
yeah, I will say that this track, in my opinion, is one of the hardest tracks to navigate lap traffic. We had a practice race before the season, and I was leading that race, and I did this almost identical thing happen, and I hit the guy and destroyed myself. So it's nothing new here.
Yeah, I think we're going to see at Talladega next week, Gabriel.
Hopefully a whole lot of green flag laps. It gets pretty sketchy in these things because you barely tap someone and you're sending them for a ride. So,
Derek, go ahead and continue your last thought, bud.
Oh, no, I was just actually going to ask the same thing. I'm excited to see you guys at Talladega, hoping to see you guys out at the Outlaw Series race. That's 4 races for you guys next week in Talladega, so definitely have a pretty good shot at probably getting up there for one of them, I think, right?
God, I hope so.
It is Daga, though, but we'll see.
Thank your sponsors, Gabriel.
All right, yeah, thanks to Michael McKinnon and McKinnon Motorsports, and they've had a loss in the family and the team, and, just thoughts and prayers for them. And thanks to my that's about it, I guess.
All right, buddy. Well, there you go. That's the driver, Gabriel Ellison, 4/1000s falling to third over Peyton Howell, and he'll take the third position. Peyton Howell, the runner-up in the winner here tonight, picking up his second win of the NASRA ARCA Series in the number 99 entry from Florida, Mr. Rhett Tucker. From there, we pack up from Delaware, leave the Mile of Miles the Munster here behind, and now we travel all the way to Talladega virtually next Thursday night for the next round, round number 8. Or round 7, excuse me, of the NASRA ARCA Series. What do you think we'll see at Talladega, Derek?
Yeah, I think we're gonna see a little bit similar to Daytona. Daytona was a fun race. I was in that race actually. There was a lot of give and take, but same thing like everybody says. It's just you get into the back bumper and it doesn't take much to get these cars squirrely. So I do think we will see a lot of that next week, but it's gonna be all about help, I think, too.
There you go. And again, we'll be ready to go next Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central, with coverage from Talladega. Don't forget also NASRA Racing on Facebook, NASRA Racing also coming soon on Twitter and Instagram, and we also have the North American Sim Racing Association on Facebook as well as a group. Follow, become a member, and if you'd like to be a part of NASRA, go online to NASRARacing.com. Next Wednesday night, Talladega, the Swag Triple Crowns. It'll be there, the Triple Crown 20s on Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central on LSR TV. And then, of course, we'll be on Sim, the Extreme Sim Network for the ARCA Series from Talladega next week. And then coming up in September 1st, it is the debut of the NASRA National Cup Series, Tuesday night, September 1st. And then Friday night, September 4th, Labor Day weekend, if you will, it will be the debut of the new NASRA Super Truck Series. Again, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central on LSR TV. Big thanks to Mr. Matt Johnson doing the production for Extreme Sim TV. A great broadcast as always, covering the ARCA drivers, getting there up to the level of now being able to run for the trucks in the Cup Series. Congratulations again to the driver, Rhett Tucker. For Matthew Johnson, for Derek Fulton in the booth, I'm Wesley Outland. Thanks for tuning in on ESTV, and congratulations to Rhett Tucker on his second win. We'll see you next week at Talladega virtually. God bless you all.